Shalom, Kahla Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Right, Shalom to the Akim and Al-Qatim. I'm going to be watching this video. Right, this is your brother War making a video to feed the sheep, to edify the lambs. Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, Thumb, Yahweh Bahasham, Shai bin Kahla Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Right, and, this video I want to make on the new moon and the Sabbath. Right, going into this lunar calendar, right, because in response to this brother here who said, this is kind of off topic, but I heard you say it's a Shabbat today, right? I've been hearing a lot of different days on when it is, so can you clarify on what day the Shabbat is on, the water, which there isn't no set day which the Sabbath is on, according to the calendar, right? Not according to this calendar, right? There's a set day, right? But the calendar we used to use it's only on the seventh day and the new moon, right? Which the new moon decides the day when the Shabbat will be on, right? Friday, there's no Sunday, Saturday, there's no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the scriptures. It just mostly just says there's months and then there's first and seventh day, right? So we can go and show and even show right here, right, where back in the day everyone used to use a lunar calendar anyways, right? This is prehistoric lunar calendar. This is just going online, just doing some research. I just wanted to go into it real quick to show that the lunar calendar is something that people used to use back in the day. Which, let's go get two precepts real quick, and then we'll go into this lunar calendar and understanding how a calendar is dated by the phases of the moon, which people don't do that today no more, right? For an example, let me show you real quick, right? It's the new moon, right? It's coming in. Wait, where are we in May, dog? May. Where is it? Where's December? Okay, here's in November 2019. The new moon is coming in November 26th, right? Which would be Tuesday. Well, actually, let's get it real first let's see what does the word moon mean, right? The word moon. The word moon, what does it mean? Right? Tools. The Blue Letter Bible, right? Where is it? New moon. Kadash. Right? The new moon. Monthly. The first day of the month, the lunar month. Right? So moon, Kadash, means month. Right? So when it says new moon in the Bible, it's talking about new month. I don't know what that is. Yeah, new, right? Let's go back. Right, and you only see new moon, the word new moon, a few times in the scriptures, a handful of times, anyways. Right? There you go. Get Isaiah. It says it appears 20 times in 10 verses in the KJV from Old Testament to New Testament, which you see that on Ezekiel, or let's get Amos first, actually. It says, Amos 8:5, saying, "When will the new moon be gone that we may sell corn?" Right? Where is there a law in the Bible that says you can't sell on the new moon? Right? On the new month. Right? There's no scripture that will tell you that, but it does say on the seventh day you can't buy or sell. Right? It's the seventh day is a Sabbath day of rest. Right? So how do you know that on the new month that is the seventh day? Well, that's how you dictated. The new month is the start of the first day of the new moon. The new moon is the first day of the month. So on that first day of the month, you stop what you're doing, you stop selling. That's why people had this understanding back in the day. And back in the day, the ancient civilizations like the Babylonians, the Romans before they adopted the Julian and the Gregorian calendar, they used to use, the Egyptians all these societies, especially the Hebrews, they used to use a lunar calendar, right? So that's why it's saying, when will the new moon be gone that we may sow corn, right? And then look, it says, and the Sabbath that we may set forth wheat, that we may go out into the field and do work, serve our work, right? So why is he saying? Why is he making the same? Why is he saying new moon and the Sabbath? Because they're one and the same, right? So lucky. Had a point in my head, right? But yeah, going back to this, right? We're gonna go and see. So if the new moon is the first day of the month, is a new month. The new month will be coming in November 26, 2019, at Tuesday, right? So Tuesday, to people keeping a lunar calendar, Tuesday will be the new month, right? So on that same day, you stop what you're doing, right? According to scriptures, we would stop what we're doing, right? Tuesday sundown or to Wednesday sundown will be a Shabbat, right? Or some people might have it fall on Monday to Tuesday, right? But either way, the moon will be full around these times, right? So then, let's say we're going on the 26th one, what this thing's gonna say, right? Let's count. So 26th to 27th would be a sundown, but it and the evening would end up coming out during the Wednesday. So we count. This would be a new month. Forget what the Gregorian calendar is saying, right? The day will start. This will be 1 now. So then it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? It's right back under where the new month started. So this is the 7th day. So you start and you rest again. So this is whereas for example, the 28th, look at the 28th, right? The new moon was on October 28th. We're still in November, right? And that is here, right? Would be right, because November started on the Friday, the 1st, right? And October has 31 months. So then you see here, October, new moon came in on October, right? So this is why, what did I say? I said, put that video out 2 days ago, which would have been on around Monday, right? So it was from Sunday sundown to Monday sundown. We were keeping our Shabbat, right? So yeah, Sunday sundown to Monday sundown. So then this is a Shabbat. This is the new moon, the new month, the new day of the month, right? So then this is Shabbat. We rest in, the sun comes back. It's evening on the following Monday. So then after the sun goes away, we can start selling again. So then we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's back on that Monday to Sunday, right? Which we're keeping from Sunday sundown to Monday sundown, right? But when the sun goes down on the Monday, right? Because on this calendar, these guys do the day, it starts at 11 at night. That's why it's split like that. But really, it's supposed to be. That's why it's when you put Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It makes it confusing to people who go by a lunar calendar, right? Because the evening goes into the next day, right? But for us, it's Sunday sundown to Monday sundown. It's falling here. But when the Sunday sundown comes in, you rest, and then from Monday to evening, Sunday evening to Monday evening, you rest again, and then you count it again, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Still going from Sunday through Monday, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? But we're not going to keep 2 Sabbath days in the same Salakia, in the same month and whatnot. Right? You only keep 1 Sabbath day. 6 days you work, 7 days you rest. So the new moon is going to come in around 25, 26. So these guys, Esau's of witchcraft, saying it's coming in on the 26th. But back in the day, we'd have men who sound the trumpet and say, okay, then it's a new moon. Then everyone, on the evening, they say it's a new moon. Then everyone stops what they're doing. And it's a Shabbat to them. Right? And that's the next day of the new month. So from the next day of the new month, which most likely it'll be from Monday, we'll be keeping from Monday sundown, right, to Tuesday sundown, which would fall into the 26th, right? Monday to Sunday. Let's say we're hopping on the 26th, so as these guys are saying, right? So this is a new month. The Gregorian calendar, so November ends on the 1st of a Sunday. As December starts on the 1st, but the new month, the second month starts now. Sorry to keep long on this, but just showing you how we're keeping it in order, right? Go right Monday sundown to Tuesday sundown. Start at the 26th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. This goes right back under the 26th around this time, right? Which you'd be keeping it from evening to evening, so it'll fall on the evening of the Tuesday, right? Then you go count again. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, 6, 7. So we'd be keeping a Monday to Tuesday sundown, right? Some camps might go or Tuesday to Wednesday sundown, right? But around these times is when the new moon's gonna come in, and that's when the new month is, right? That's why on the new moon you don't buy or sell, because it's a Shabbat. It's the first day of the month, so you count 6 days from the first day of the month, right? Another precept, right? Ezekiel 46:1. Thus saith Yahweh power, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days, but on the Sabbath day shall be open, and in the day of the new moon it shall be open. You go see another correlation in the scripture showing you the importance between the Sabbath day and the new moon, because they're one and the same, right? But you don't keep 2 in the same week. Now, if you're keeping the Gregorian calendar and these guys, they don't keep the new moon. They don't keep a new moon Shabbat. They just keep Friday to Saturday sundown, right? But the new moon's coming in on the 26th, as we've seen, right? So what are they gonna? They're gonna stop doing. They're gonna stop selling. They're gonna keep 2 Sabbaths in the same week? No, they just keep Friday to Saturday sundown, right? But let's go into a little bit of history, right? It says prehistoric lunar calendar. The original Roman calendar is believed to have been an observational lunar calendar whose months began from the first signs of the new crescent moon. Because a lunar calendar is about 29 days long, such months would have varied between 29 and 30 days, or 12 months, right? So back in the day, even the Romans were keeping a lunar calendar before they adopted their new calendars, which prophesied, and you read Daniel, the 4th kingdom, the 4th beast would do that. They would change the signs and the times, right? So that already goes to show you that the calendar today is off, because they did away with the lunar. They did away with identifying the new months with the moons, right? They said, no, we're just gonna do it based on a fixed Friday to Saturday day, and that's why you're seeing that a month. We just went into how a month, moon means month, right? And then you go check the calendar. Well, if moon means if it's a new month means moon, or new moon, or a new month, then why is it the new moon coming on the 26th on a Tuesday, but the month is coming, December is coming in on Sunday, right? Because they don't follow the lunar calendar anymore, right? But even after, right? Look at this. And this goes to show you that they don't know that whether today is Sunday or Monday or Tuesday according to their own calendar, right? Because the Romans used to have 8-day week cycles, right? And they would have a 9th day, which would be like a weekend, right? And then prior to that, they also had 10-month calendars, right? So let's read. Rome's 8-day week, the noondial cycle, was shared with the Etruscans, who used it as a schedule of royal audiences. It was presumably a part of the early calendar and was credited in Roman legend variously to Romulus and Servius Tullius. Right, the Romans, talking about the 10th month, the Romans themselves described their first organized year as one of the 10 fixed months, each of 30 or 31 days, such as decimal division fitted general Roman practice. Right, so these mans were keeping 8-day cycles, and then by the time they adopted the Julius and the Gregorian one, they stopped keeping. They started to go with the 7-day cycles, and then they added this. So this was how it used to be, right? They had March, April, May, June. You know, some next Roman gods they're naming it off of. Quintilis, Sextilis. I think that means 6 too, though. Right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5, 6, yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. So December was in there, right? But then they added in January and February. Right, where is it? Well, they added in January and February, and January ended up having to. They added in January to be the new year, which to add some next Roman pagan a New Year celebration of the new year. Right, but this is a Republican calendar. It says the attested calendar. This was before the Julian calendar. Right, the attested calendar of the Roman Republic was quite different. It followed the Greek calendars in assuming a lunar cycle. So the Greeks used to keep a lunar calendar as well. Right, and then it says the additional 2 months of the year were January and February. The intercalary month was sometimes known as Mercedonian. So if back in the day the Romans and the Greeks, the Syrians, the people who were ruling over us right now are Greeks and Romans. They were using a lunar cycle. Then, according to the own lunar cycle, the days would have never matched up, anyways. Because the day changes, the day of the month comes in based on when the moon is, not based on the seventh fixed week where they just wanted to put 30 and 31 in there, and keep February with 28 days. Right? So this is how it ended up looking later, right? Yeah, they added in January and February. Right, Slovakia. So these men just wanted to add in, right, look, here's another example. They're showing you they kept 8-day cycles. 8 and 9 day cycles. Roman dates were counted inclusively forward to the next of 3 principal days. The first of the month, a day less. That's not what I want. Okay, the original calendar consisted of 10 months beginning in spring with March. Winter was left as an unassigned span of days. These months ran for 38 noondial cycles, each forming an 8-day week, 9 days counted inclusively, hence the name. Ended by religious rituals and a public market. Right, which I looked up what the name means. Sometimes angelicized to noondines, were the market days of the ancient Roman calendar, forming a kind of week including, for a certain period, rest from work for the ruling class. Which I'm guessing the 9th day would have been the day where they would rest. But these guys had 8-day cycles before. Could you imagine that? You don't see 8 on here. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then add 8. Add 8 to that. So then how did they shrink it? How did they shrink it and still know what day it was? That doesn't make any sense. They had to add in a whole another day. Well, they had to shrink a whole another day, which, if let's say the days were beginning from the beginning of time, everyone knew what it was from the beginning of time, all right? Which it's already impossible because the Egyptians were using a lunar cycle, right? Then these mans already done skipped out bare days, right? I don't know what the 8th day would have been called or the 9th day would have been called, but now if you drop in 2 days, which they said it ran for 38 cycles, you done missed on how many days, man? I don't even want to do the math. I hate math, but they miss bare days. So how are they supposed to know accurately what day it is? That's why we say we don't know if it's Sunday today or Tuesday or really Thursday according to their own calendar. Right, but when you keep it, you don't have to worry about that with the moon. You just do what the moon says, man. Right, and these guys came in with this. Here's another spot where it shows you that they had 8 days a week. The Roman Republic, like the Etruscans, use a market week of 8 days, marked as A to H, right? Counted on your hands. A, B, C, D, E. Right? F would be 6. F, G, H, 9. No, wait, 8. 9, 8 to H is 9. Right? I mean 8, Slovakia. You already know I'm messing up with the math already. Right? Right? So, look, the days, then it says the modern 7-day week came into use during the early imperial period after the Julian calendar, right? The Gregorian calendar, apparently stimulated by immigration from the Roman East. For a while, it coexisted along the old 8-day noondinal cycle, and fasti are known, which showed both cycles. It was finally given official status by Constantine in 321. The days of the week were dedicated to the 7 planets. They were note the similarities of some of the days with French and Spanish and other Roman languages, right? Sunday, dies solis, day of the sun. Monday, day of the moon. Tuesday, day of Mars. Wednesday, day of Mercury. Thursday, day of Jupiter. Friday, day of Venus. Saturday, day of Saturn. So these mans just put days on the name just for the planets. Okay. But when we were in look at it, Egypt, the Egyptians, where is that Egyptian one? Made me have to do some research out here. Look, Egyptian calendar. The ancient Egyptians originally employed a calendar based upon the moon. And like many peoples throughout the world, they regulated their lunar calendar by the means of the guidance of a sidereal calendar. Right? This is Genesis 1:14. And the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. But back in the day, people were spiritual, more spiritual than they were today. So of course they are able to use the moon for a calendar. Our people were doing it too, and if the Egyptians were doing it, we were being ruled over by the Egyptians. I mean, we were using a lunar cycle ourselves. Which the Most High made the moon for that same reason. Right? Let me get Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 43:6. Let me get that precept right out too. So the moon is used for these things. Right? But the calendar we use today has no use of the moon. It really has no use of the moon. These guys just said, no, we're gonna make this day, and there's gonna be 31 days in December, 30 days in this month, 30 days in this month. It doesn't matter about the moon, because the new moon comes in usually during the week before the month, even before or after the month changes, according to this calendar. Where is Ecclesiasticus, bro? I know you can see it in here. Okay. When did okay, let's hear. Wait, there it is. Ecclesiasticus 43 and verse 6. If I wanted to record it on my computer just straight, but I don't know how to screen record on this thing without. I was trying to screen record it, it wasn't working, so I'm gonna have to work on that. But this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 43 verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and sign of the world. For the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. Right, we would call our feast based on the new moon, not based on the on a calendar. Right, this is Leviticus 23, or let me get Psalm 81. Right, when we see the new moon come in, our men would sound the trumpets. Psalm 81:3. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the power of Jacob. Right? But you don't read in the law on the new moon. You can't buy or sell. Well, when you have the lunar calendar understanding, you understand why it goes hand in hand. Right? Leviticus 23. Let me see if there's any precepts that show them literally sounding the trumpet on the. I'm sounding the trumpet. Right? Okay, look. And in the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath. So let's say we're going by the Gregorian calendar, right? 7th month, which would be, was that September? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, no, tripping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, May, 6, 7. Okay, July 16th would be. He says, blow the trumpet in July, around July 16th, 15. Right, that's because that would be the new moon. All right, let's go back a little bit. July 16th would come in on Tuesday, around Monday, Tuesday. Around those times, Monday, Tuesday, right? But that's not the Sabbath day. So it's not adding up with the Sabbath day, right? It doesn't add up. And look how the Most High always goes on the 15th day, right? Let's start as Leviticus 23:1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is a Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the 1st month at even is the Most High's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. Unto the Most High 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. And the first day ye shall have an holy convocation, because the first day will be Shabbat. Right, and ye shall do no servile work, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High 7 days. In the 7 days in holy convocation ye shall do no servile work. But the new moon doesn't come in on Friday and Saturday all the time. Right? If we're going by this calendar, it's gonna come in on random days. Which usually it comes in like the day after, which goes to show you how beautiful it is. Right? For example, let's go get other examples. Like it says Jewish here, right? You know, Jewish in the scripture, so it means Jews. Present knowledge of the Jewish calendar in use before the period of the Babylonian exile is both limited and uncertain. Incidentally, in the dating of points of, where is the important part? Where is it? Okay, there it is. It says, mentions some Jezar calendar, written probably in the age of Solomon in the late 10th century BCE. The inscription indicates the length of main agricultural tasks within the cycles of 12 lunations. Right, the calendar term here is Yerah, which is Hebrew, denotes both moon and month. The second Hebrew term for month, Kadash, properly means the newness of the lunar crescent. Thus, the Hebrew months were lunar. Right, so we used to keep a lunar calendar. Right, the Egyptians, we go to Babylonians. Right, you telling me everyone kept a lunar calendar except us? Right, the Babylonians, the Mesopotamia, the solar year was divided into 2 seasons. Let's just get where they had a lunar calendar. Right, the months began at the first visibility of the new moon, which the new moon is dark. Right, so the first visibility of the new moon. Look at that. The moon's dark. The full moon on the right. For some reason, the full moon's on the right this time. I don't know why. So okay. So then when I was looking at July, does that mean I was looking at the full moon? So July 2nd would have been. Oh shoot. July 2nd would have been on Sunday. Saturday or Sunday. Right, but oh no. Yeah. right? So the new moon, they did it based on a new moon, right? So the Babylonians kept a lunar calendar. The Grecians kept a lunar calendar. The Egyptians kept a lunar calendar, right? There's another site, right, which is, look, in the Bible, when you go into it, it shows you, man. In the Bible, the only time the Shabbat is identified with a numerical date is on the 8th, 15th, 22nd, or 29th, right? Even with Exodus, right? Go to Exodus, for example. Or we were just reading in the Leviticus 23, right? Look at this, Leviticus 23:39. Also, on the 15th day of the 7th month, right, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days. And on the first day shall be a Shabbat, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath, right? Because 7, Salakia, 1 plus 7 would equal 8. Okay? So on this calendar, right, let's say it's Friday, we're going for Friday. This calendar, November started on Friday, so 1 is a Sabbath, then you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8, right? Sabbath again. Then you go add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom, Sabbath again, right? Then you go add another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? That's how it goes, man. The first day of the month would be the new moon, which, at least for this month, right? Because we kept the, when you're going by the lunar calendar, you're keeping the days based on the new month. The Gregorian calendar doesn't give a damn, right? So if you were to go down, we go down. Well, let's see if it does, right? 1, right? Sabbath, right? Then, okay, let's say we're going by the Gregorian calendar, right? Which the new moon's gonna come in on Sunday. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 is gonna land on the 8th, on the Sunday, right? But it wouldn't be on Friday to Saturday. So how can it be fixed? How can the Sabbath day be fixed? Right? There's no fixed day for the Sabbath based on a calendar. The Sabbath is based on the new moons. The calendar doesn't dictate the day, the moon dictates the day. Right? The moon dictates the Sabbath. Right? Even this website, it's not the Gregorian calendar. It's just a random website that be going on. You just look it up, man. Right? But we have to go into the scriptures also to back it up as well. Because a lot of our people don't just take it from out the scriptures. They need to see proof. Right? And it says, according to the Bible, neither Saturday nor Sunday is a Sabbath. The original calendar described in the Torah and used by Moses was based upon the phases of the moon, not a continuous